Now, the length of your pre-talk should be directly proportional to how much time you have. In other words, be thorough whenever you can. So if you're doing a therapy session, you should have all the time in the world. You want to spend 20 minutes on a pre-talk, go for it. If you're hypnotizing someone at a house party and you don't have much of an audience, great. Sit down, have a chat. Same thing at a bar. But if you're doing impromptu hypnosis, street hypnosis, a lot of people are watching, you only have a couple of minutes, then you want to do a very brief pre-talk. Just throw in a couple little points here and there just to get things moving. And if it doesn't go perfectly, I'm sorry, if your session doesn't go perfectly, oh well, you can chalk it up to not doing the best pre-talk. So again, a pre-talk's really going to inoculate against possible problems, and you're hedging your bets so you can have the best possible session. Now, for the first part of the pre-talk, the first thing you want to do is define what hypnosis is, because so many people have misconceptions. So I typically say hypnosis is a way of communicating with your subconscious mind by using your imagination. Okay, then I'll usually briefly describe the subconscious. I'll say, you have a conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and the subconscious is the part that runs the show. Right now, it's beating your heart, telling you when to breathe, it's secreting hormones, it helps you dream at night. It does all this stuff automatically. So we're going to communicate with that part of your mind, the powerful part. That's all very simple. Next, I give them examples of everyday trance states. We talked about that before watching a movie, dancing, listening to music. I usually say hypnotic states happen naturally. You've been in these states hundreds of times. Every time you watch a movie, you're going into trance. Every time you're driving down the highway and you miss your exit because you're thinking about something, well, some part of you takes over, keeps you in the lanes, right? You're not slamming into other cars. That's your subconscious. So you go into these states all the time. And what we're going to do today is help you access a state of mind that you've already been in dozens of times. So you can be hypnotized, and I know that because if you couldn't be, you wouldn't be alive. So you ever watched a movie, read a book, listened to music, lost yourself dancing, and got swept away by the music? You've been in trance, all right? So you're going to do absolutely fantastic today. Next, I explain that interactive hypnosis requires cooperation. In other words, I need them to follow my simple instructions. If they do, they'll have an amazing experience. So I say, the kind of hypnosis we're doing today requires cooperation. So I'm going to give you simple instructions, and as long as you follow them, you're going to have an amazing experience. If you don't follow them, well, guess what? There's just no hypnosis. So there's no point of working together. Okay? I can't do anything to you. I need you to do your part and cooperate with me. Does that make sense? They say, yeah, sure, makes sense, no problem. So that's part one, very simple. Part number two, we're going to go into the myths. We're going to dispel myths about hypnosis. Now, they may not believe them all. They may not believe any of them. But the reason why you want to cover them all, because they may have one that's going to prevent them from just letting go completely. For instance, if they're afraid of giving up complete control, because they think if they do give up complete control, then you're going to have a firm grasp on their mind and you can control them for the rest of their lives. So they're going to be really present. There's going to be a lot of conscious mind activity during the session, watching every little thing you do because they're so afraid you're going to control them. You're not going to know about this. You'll find out after the session, or maybe never, scratching your head wondering why the session didn't go well. So cover as many myths as you can. The first one is hypnosis is not sleep. You're not going to be asleep. You're going to hear my voice the whole time and have full awareness. I usually tell the subject, based on the kind of hypnosis I do, I say, look, we'll be talking back and forth the whole time, kind of just like this, but you're not going to be asleep. They can't be controlled. That's very important. I let them know that we're going to work together as a team. I can't control you. I can't force you to do anything. We're going to be a team working together. I'm going to use your cooperation to help you feel wonderful. Number three, they can't be hurt by hypnosis or have anything bad happen to them. And now that's not actually 100% true, but it's highly unlikely they're going to have a negative experience. So real quick, what are some bad things that can happen? Well, very possibly they get so relaxed they flop right out of the chair and land on the floor. They may have a pre-existing mental condition they're not aware of or you're not aware of, and they have a terrible abreaction, a strong emotional reaction. They get scared, they get frightened. Again, these things very, very rarely happen, especially with this type of hypnosis. If you're doing regression work and therapy, these things are more likely to happen. Not the flopping out of the chair part, but the negative experiences, negative emotions. But if they do come up, there's a very easy way to handle it. But the odds that you're going to have this happen to you are slim to none. As long as you keep your attention on them, treat them with respect, don't ask them to do anything silly, stupid, anything embarrassing that's going to hurt them, be uncomfortable, or anything you think they're going to regret the next day. Treat them with care, with respect, with kindness, and everything's going to be fine. Number four, they can't get stuck in hypnosis. Some people think you can. They think, well, what if Jay just drops dead and that's it, and I get stuck in trance like in that movie I saw? Well, I usually tell them, look, if I were to just drop dead on the floor in the middle of the session, most likely you're going to open up your eyes, look at me, and maybe kick me to find out why I'm not moving, hopefully. Maybe give me mouth to mouth if I need it. But worst case scenario, you'll just fall asleep. If I stop talking to you, you'll probably be just so relaxed that you go to sleep. And then you just wake up later wondering what happened to Jay? Why is he on the floor? All right? Not a big deal, but you're not going to get stuck. You can't get stuck. It's like saying you can get stuck in sleep at night when you go to bed. Not going to happen. You may not want to get up when your alarm goes off, but you're certainly not stuck. Number five, I usually say that it's a lot easier to hypnotize intelligent people. Now, there are some studies that back this up. Now, why do we want to say this?